Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It is Friday. It is Friday of my birthday week. This was not the birthday week I thought I was going to have at all. Yeah, definitely fell ill. I've been down for the count for a couple of days, feeling like we're getting back at it. So I hope you're all doing well and having a beautiful week. I know that in my area, the weather has just been like pristine summer weather. So I hope wherever you are in your part of the world, like you're enjoying whatever your season is. And just sending you lots of love and blessings from my humble abode. But wanted to pop on today and do the weekly for next week. Kind of want to put this week behind me if you want to know the truth. So that's kind of what I thought we would do today. But I actually had some interesting thought recently as I've been dealing with some stuff. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Sometimes when you're on a healing journey or a journey of maybe spiritual awakening, self reflection, wanting more in your life, right? You want to be better. You want to be different. You know that, what you've been or what you've had has not gotten you what you've wanted, right? So we have to change our frequency. We have to change the way we think. We have to change the way we feel. And that's how we kind of draw new situations to us. But there's going to be those people in our lives where they still are seeing you out of that lens of the old, right? They're not catching up to the fact that you're new because of the way that maybe you impacted their life. You hurt them in some way. And I think for parents, we go through this a lot that when we're raising our children, we're going through our own stuff too, right? And so we maybe put them through things that we wish we hadn't, or we don't recognize what we put them through because we think we're doing better than our parents did, or society dictates, or whatever that is. So it's interesting in this phase of my life, and maybe because it is my birthday week and I am turning another year older, but there's been a lot of reflection of what my child went through in her upbringing that I didn't recognize. And now she's not recognizing in the past, several years, I've evolved and changed. And she's still seeing me out of the lens of that person who made all of those choices and decisions that impacted her the way they did. So it's been an eye-opening week, folks, that's for sure. But what I've come to is sometimes when people are um, still thinking of you or dealing with you or trying to react to you from that old story, that old paradigm that you were in, that you no longer resonate in, it's going to be really beneficial for you to kind of help them, right? Recognize that you're not that person anymore. And so sometimes you have to let them go with light and love. Sometimes you have to let them go to experience those bumps on their noses, experience what they need to experience to get to a place to know that you are not the same person. Sometimes in other people's experiences, the only way for them to uh, change their experience is for you to kind of remove yourself, especially if there's someone that keeps like attacking you or coming at you in anger or whatever their own stuff is, right? Whatever their own stuff is. And so this is kind of where we have to sometimes recognize that what's being said or what's being thrown at you, like you don't have to receive it. You can gently remind them, right? Uh, y- but basically, all you have to do is stand in your power. Stand in your power from that drop down place of love. Call in your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters to, surround the situation and help the other person to heal or to be able to maybe see things from a different perspective, right? So sometimes all you can do is love someone from afar. And they either get on board or they don't, but that's on them. And for many of us, this is the narcissist empath connection, right? Like, they were drawn to you because you could help raise their frequency, you could help them make them feel better, you could give them validity, you could give them respect just by being with you in some cases. And so, whatever the relationship is, whether it's, child, romantic, um, it's really important for you to understand that sometimes when things are being thrown at you or you're being made to feel a certain way, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has to do with what they're carrying, what they're bringing to the table. And this is where we have to protect ourselves, empower ourselves, love ourselves enough to, again, no is a complete sentence, put up the boundaries, right? So, I just feel like maybe this is a little timely, having this conversation today because I know that, Venus is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde. Like, we've got a lot of energies out there where people are feeling it. They're feeling it. And you may have people coming trying to come back at you because they're triggered in some way in these energies about something you said or some way you treated them or maybe some way they made you feel and they're wanting that back, whatever it is. But you have to be cognizant of whether or not there has been real change in them. Have they done the work? Or are they just coming back towards you from that same resonance that is not going to be beneficial this time like it wasn't beneficial last time? And so, um, yeah, sometimes all you can do is love them, speak your piece and do your thing. And that's but just be careful of those people who are not recognizing you're not the person you were when whatever happened, whatever argument, whatever breakup, whatever happened, you're not that same person. And I think it's really important for you to recognize that because chances are they're still in their pain, they're still in their uh, self justification, righteousness, anger, resentment, grief, whatever it is, whatever they were bringing to the table, greed, lust. For some of you, you've been dealing with people who have been really, really low on that vibrational spectrum, which has really made them lash out at you in ways that was physically abusive, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, mentally abusive. For some of you, they're family members that are treating you that way. And you don't have to stay in that ring. You don't have to keep taking those hits. Um, it's not about you. It's about where they are. And you can love them and you can send them love. You can send them distant Reiki. You can send them distant IET if you're an IET practitioner. You can wrap them in love in energetic frequencies without having to stand in the ring and take the hits. So, good morning, Mina. Good morning. So that's what I was really kind of came to. And if you're not a Reiki practitioner, if you're not an IET practitioner, you can just literally pray for them. Pray for them. At one point in my daughter's life, she was going through a really hellish phase, and my mother actually did. I'm getting emotional. Sorry. 50. She did 50 rosaries, 50 novenas. And I'm going to be honest with you. Things could have went so many different ways with my daughter at that point. Um, she could have been raped. She could have become a really horrible drug addict. She could have been killed. She was really making some bad choices. And I didn't know what to do at that point. Well, So, yeah, I think prayer works. And I know it's really hard sometimes to pull yourself out of a situation when the person that you love is making really, really bad choices. But if you don't, you can't help them because you can't help them when you're taking the hits. You can't help them when you're not at your best. Uh, so my kitties are showing up. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, I didn't know I was gonna do this today. Probably should have known since, I'm still not feeling the greatest. So of course your emotions are right there at the epicenter, right? Uh, but yeah. So, okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Crystal. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. So, speaking of crystal clear coaching, I will be there August 12th. I'm looking forward to it. They are full 30-minute session readings. So, if you're someone that is also struggling, if you're also needing some support, I would invite you to come and see us on the 12th. Mina, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah. All right. So, what is the following next week bringing? What is the next week bringing? Let's talk about the next week. Oh, oh, okay. Well, this next week reading might go a little further as we end up on a really difficult card. So we'll see where this takes us. All right. Sorry, guys. I have tear ducts in my nose, and for those of you who do, I know you know it's a pain in the butt. So I just want you to take the message that it's okay to back up. It's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to go in the direction you need to go in because you can't help a situation if you're being abused, if you're being battered around. Um, so yes, that is, and it's okay. And I want to give you permission. I want to give you permission to step away. I want you to give yourself permission, empower yourself to say, I don't deserve this. You can make your bad choices and decisions. That's your life and your choice, but I don't have to be in that. I don't have to be in that. Good morning, Chrissy. Good morning, Steph. I can go in my direction. I can love you and help you from afar, but I don't have to take the abuse. And I hope that's what you take from this. Um, and now switching directions. Now switching directions. Yeah, look at that. Justice coming right out. Balance is being restored. I feel like this week. I feel like even though we have a lot of planetary alignments that are kind of bringing things back up for us, I think this is going to be a week of justice. So, some kind of justice coming in. I feel like for some of you who are dealing with legal situations, it's going to work out absolutely fine. You just have to go through the motions. I think for everybody else, this is about balance coming in, about justice being restored in your own vibration. And so, where someone has been maybe treating you horrible, not respecting you, dealing with you from that lens, that old lens of who you used to be, that more traumatized person, the person who was in their survival mode, who was operating out of that paradigm, right? That story. So I feel like justice is coming in because you are coming into your sovereignty. You are coming into your purpose. You are coming into um, some confidence. And again, something in this justice is bringing you the ability to come into your confidence, into your being empowered. So I feel like speaking up for yourself this week is going to be really important. This coming week, it's not going to be about sitting back. It's going to be about being more proactive versus reactive. So, really important to have those hard conversations if you need to. And again, maybe from a protected place. Maybe you do it over the phone. Maybe you do it in a text message where it gives them a minute to think about what you've said, because they're going to have a knee jerk reaction, right? But this is about empowering yourself this week, all about empowering yourself. So, yes, there's going to be situations that are going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose the path. You're going to have to choose, am I stepping back? Am I forging ahead? Or is this a week where I have to let the situation unfold? Maybe I have to let that person that I love bump their nose. Maybe I do have to do a little distance, right? Prayer, distance healing, letting them figure it out. But I think speaking up for yourself and making the choices that you need to make, because I feel like it's going to be a situation brought up from the past. I feel like this is going to be a choice you have to make that you've been here before, and maybe even with this person. And now you have to decide how you're going to proceed. Are you going to proceed in the way that you did in the past? Or are you going to proceed in a different manner because you're different or they're different or the situation is different in some way, right? It's similar, but it's different in some way. And that difference literally could be because you're different. You're not the person that you were when that original situation happened, right? You're not the person that was living out of survival mode. You're not the person that was knee jerk reacting yourself, right? Trying to keep yourself safe and stable no matter what. Because I do feel like this situation is something that broke your heart. Again, whether it was a family member or a romantic partner, whether it was that narcissist in your life, again, family member or romantic partner, right? But something this week has the potential to break your heart all over again. And that's what I feel like you have to make the choice on how you're going to proceed. Are you going to proceed like you did before? Or are you going to proceed from that empowered place? And I do want that justice card to show. There we go. Are you going to take that more empowered stance of I don't deserve, I'm not that person. I'm standing up for myself. I'm walking away. I'm disconnecting. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to love you from afar, right? But I'm not going to be your punching bag. I'm not going to be your whipping boy. I did that. Not doing it anymore. Look at that bottom of the deck. Yeah, I'm walking away. I'm not that person. You think I am, but I'm not. So if this time you have to be homeless, if this time you have to go down a really bad road, if this time you have to put yourself in bad situations to get it, to understand, and you have to do that. If your reaction to my choice is negative, that's on you. That's not on me. If you were respecting me, we probably wouldn't even be in this situation, right? So yeah, I feel like this week you're going to be brought to something that you really have to decide for yourself. Is it worth it? Do I really want to put myself in that energetic space where I can't manifest because they're pulling on me so detrimentally because of their bad choices and decisions? Okay. Yeah, let's get some advice. And for some reason, I think we need the big guns for the advice. So we're going to go to the Christ Consciousness deck by Amanda Ellis. I think we need our Ascended Master Christ in here today. I truly do. I truly do. I wasn't going to come on camera because I'm not 100%, but I was compelled to do this by Spirit. And now I know why. Because this was a message I feel like this week we needed. We needed to know that we are loved, we are supported, and it may not come in the physical this week. It may come more in the ethereal, in the other side of the veil, whether it's your crossed over loved ones or your ascended masters, your guardian angel, whoever it is you tap into or feel, or maybe you don't, but they are there. Whether you feel them or not, they are there. All right, we got a couple. Oh, I love this. Well, we're coming up to Lionsgate. So the lion heart, stand firm. Look at that. Yeah, boundaries, guys. Who the lion is coming in to set your boundaries. No is a complete sentence. You have the strength. You've been coming into your strength. For the past couple of years, you've been building your own emotional fortitude, your own physical um, strength, mental, emotional strength, right? With all of the work that you've been doing, the healing, the learning, the awakening, the ascension, the empowerment, right? Whatever you've been doing, you wouldn't be here right now watching me if you hadn't been doing some work in some way. Because remember, the intention is always who need me, find me. And I know energetically I push people. And sometimes I push them right away because they're not ready to transcend their pain. They're not ready to transcend their level of where they resonate. And I had to learn that a long time ago. That there are some people that are going to, be with me not so long. And that's okay. That's their path. Because sometimes people come into our lives so that we can show them where they could go, what they could have. Whether they grab on, right, and do the work, that's on them. But you have to stand firm in the work that you're doing for yourself. And either they'll catch up or they won't. But again, that's on them. You can send them the prayers, you can send them the healing, you can send them the good vibes. But at the end of the day, you have to stand firm for yourself. Yeah, oh gosh. Spiritual practice, structure, and routine. Oh, if that isn't absolutely perfect. So, yes, if you don't have a spiritual practice with structure and routine, I would say this would be a great week to start it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have it up here. Shoot. I actually just bought myself a book that's a journal that's going to help me manifest. Um, because I too get out of practice. I too become very human and get lazy, right? I too get drawn into the pain and um, the ease of not doing the meditation, of not doing the spiritual practice, right? And just this past week, I got really into getting back into my spiritual practice, which I might be bringing you along with. I actually set myself up a meditation. I don't know if you guys remember about 6 months ago, I bought I thought a $12 pillow. The whole thing when I got done ended up being like $50. And I was like, damn, that was like way more than I wanted to spend on this, right? But it's actually become my meditation pillow. So Spirit knew what it was doing when it brought it to me. They knew I was going to need this pillow. And so I'm really thinking about setting up my phone on a tripod and started recording meditations for all of you because we all need a spiritual practice, and it'll force me to meditate, and meditating with you amplifies my energy and brings us all into a space. If you're part of my group, the meditation that I did for this month's meetup, please, please, please watch the replay if you are part of the group and you weren't there live. I actually did a channeling with Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Metatron. And guys, when they brought in that beautiful pink ray of love, that universal love source energy, oh my gosh, it just hit me right in my heart chakra, and it was so profound. And you can actually hear when it hits me in the channeling, because I was just like so overwhelmed with the love that is the universe, the universal source love. Oh my gosh. And I want each and every one of you to feel that. And so, yes, putting a spiritual practice in place with structure and routine, getting into that high vibrational frequency as much as you can, is absolutely going to help you stand strong in your healing, stand strong in who you are, stand strong in your mission, your purpose, even if it's just to be kind, even if it's just to be the way shower, the model for those around you. It's important. Put your spiritual practice in place. Do your gratitude journal at night. Do your meditation in the morning. Or flip that around. Do it however it works for you. Right? Light your candle when you're drinking your tea. When you're drinking your water, put the intention that you're drinking light and love. Whatever it is. Because yes, it is time to come into abundance. Living life fully. Enjoy life fully is what it says. And you can't do that if you're operating from a place of grief and pain and resentment and fear in any form. And it's time to come out of that. And by standing firm and having your spiritual practice, the outcome is going to be abundance. You won't have to do anything extra. It will be the outcome. I was actually talking to someone about IET the other day, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, my intuition is just, like, out of control." And I'm like, "I can't tell you how many times people come to me for the healing, right, the healing property of IET, and the benefit, the side benefit for each and every person is that their intuition just turns on in a bigger way." Because here's the thing, when you're raising your frequency by healing, yeah, you're getting into connection with your higher self. You're raising your frequency into the frequency that they can come down into, and now boom, you're having the gut instinct, you're having the dreams, you're having the premonitions, you're having the knowingness, you're having that feeling. This is what this is bringing you. Standing firm, putting your spiritual practice in place, being consistent and diligent, making it a priority. I was actually in the meeting, the other night. We were actually talking about how sometimes we get so caught up in our etheric work, right? Our energy work, wanting to get into connection with spirit, that we kind of forget our humanness, right? That we still have to make time for, like, doing the dishes and getting the laundry done. But at the end of the day, when you make your spiritual practice part of your human experience, 5 or 10 minutes a day or up to 20, it changes everything. So for those of you who are like, "I can't get to the abundance, I can't get to the good stuff, I can't seem to get what I want," this is how. And this week coming up, I invite you to really in your calendar, make it a priority, 5 or 10 minutes a day. You're either gonna sit in presence, or you're gonna do your gratitude journal, or you do both at different parts of the day or in the same part. Maybe you take the 20 minutes, right? And 10 minutes is your meditation and 10 minutes is your gratitude journal. It's just being intentional. It's nothing hard. It's just we get so distracted and caught up in our worries and caught up in our fears, and we let our mental monkey mind take off, and it takes us off our path, our course. Make it a priority this week to get yourself back on course so that you can enjoy your life, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to enjoy it. We're here to enjoy it. Yes, we came here to work, but we also came here to enjoy. So happy birthday, Mina. Happy birthday. I'm also a Leo. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Have a beautiful rest of your week. I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings. And if you didn't watch the beginning of this video, you might want to go back and watch the replay. And thank you, thank you, thank you for all the light and love I feel coming towards me. I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for being here. My supporters, Steph, Chrissy, Crystal, Tammy, thank you all. And anyone who's watching on the replay, thank you. Please, #replay. Join your energy to the group. And anybody who's watching who isn't commenting, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you.